Hello and welcome in. It's the PHNX Cardinals podcast, your premier Arizona Cardinal podcast. Like and subscribe. Leave us a 5-star, Bo, whenever you get your programming. I'm Johnny Venerable. He's Bo Brack, co-host Damon, Dawg, behind the mic. So much to break down. Become a diehard, go PHNX.com. We got Marv, we got K1, we got OTAs. But we also dropped a little bit of news on this program on Friday, Bo. Your boys heading to South Beach this season.
That's right. We're going to head to Miami for Week 8's game with the Arizona Cardinals and Dolphins, October 25th through the 28th. Teaming up with True Fan Travel, PHNX road trip to Miami. Cannot wait for this one, Johnny. It's going to be unbelievable. Get round trip airfare included, tickets to the game, transportation to and from the airport, transportation to the game, a meet and greet with Cardinals alumni, of course, pre-game tailgating festivities that you're not going to want to miss out on. It's all included in this unbelievable deal with our friends over at True Fan Travel, PHNX road trip to Miami.
Miami, here we come. That's right, YouTube user. And so we got a couple questions about this that I want to make sure we emphasize because we want you guys coming with us, hanging, partying with us in Miami, enjoying what hopefully will be a Cardinal dub against Tua and company. Number one, deposits are fully refundable. So you put a deposit down today, tomorrow. If the price comes out, which it will come out Wednesday, and you're like, you know what, that doesn't fit my budget, refundable. Go and do what you got to do. But hopefully you do it with us because, again, full pricing drops on Wednesday. We already got several deposits in. We're fired up. We got more slots that we want to fill because we want to create an environment unlike any other when we head to South Beach, Miami for the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Miami Dolphins. And again, like you look around other ticket packaging, you try to piecemeal it together yourself. You will not find, Bo, a better package. If you're thinking about, oh, would I like to go to Miami late October? Hell yes, I would. This is the best package you're going to get. Plus, it's a chance for all of us to do some hanging. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, during the day, taking in the vibes, taking in the beach, whatever you guys want to do, we're doing it. All of us together in Miami. Cards at Dolphins. Sign up now.
Let's do it. Get Johnny in his shorts out there. His
whatever you want.
SPF 1000, making sure he keeps that dungeon tan going. But we basically want to take what we had on draft night, where people were chanting, hold the line in unison. And it was just an electric atmosphere. And do that on the Bird from Sky Harbor all the way to Miami, right? And then continue that all the way up until game time and throughout the contest out there in the gridiron at Hard Rock Stadium with the AFC East Miami Dolphins. It's going to be a blast. We want you to join. Obviously, if you're not here in Phoenix, they're going to hook you up and set you up on a flight from wherever you may be traveling from. We talked to Corey. He was from Baltimore. He had some friends driving from New Mexico, had some friends fly in from Portland and California for the draft. You can join us just as much as you did on draft night, and True Fan Travel is going to hook you up and make it as easy as possible. Johnny's going to be working out like Russell Wilson, though, on the entire flight. He's going to be doing some calisthenics in the aisleway until the stewardess says, sir, you either sit down or you're going to be a flight risk, and we're going to have you arrested at the gate.
Let's make some memories as a podcast, as a PHNX sports community. There's our GM Saul Bookman in the chat. Multiple parties, flights, hotels, and more. Come to Miami and party with us. Absolutely. GM Saul Bookman's going to be in attendance. Again, deposits, get them in now. They're fully refundable until May 30th. Again, full pricing drops on Wednesday. We can't wait to see all of you with our Cards brethren in South Beach. Cards at Dolphins. Fired up for that. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to get hyped up for this because, again, when we looked at the schedule ahead of this season, that was the one game on the road we had to go to. It's the place to be. Tempe was the place to be today for the continuation of off-season team activities. Stark contrast than what we had a year ago, Bo.
Yeah.
Colt McCoy and his rag arm. No Kyler Murray, right?
We didn't
no Marvin Harrison Jr. We're eating good with this Miami trip. We're eating good with OTAs a year later, are we not?
How about 100% healthy Kyler Murray? Does that interest or intrigue anybody? Does that pique somebody's interest here on a Monday afternoon here, May 20th, that your franchise signal caller is primed for a breakout season for a career year, and he's armed with a 4th overall selection, the wide receiver position, the best non-quarterback in this draft, maybe the best player in this draft, Marvin Harrison Jr., out there running around a little bit. I'll give you some more insight as far as MHJ's participation, but I'll tell you, I'm not going to bury this one. How about Michael Wilson looks really good already. Michael Wilson looks fast out there. He looks really healthy. He's got the gun show going on. Michael Wilson is primed for a sophomore season that's going to be pretty rock solid. And we'll get into some of the other rookies in there. I see Emily talking about, how D-Rob looked, and some people asking some questions about the left tackle position that JG out of nowhere. I asked him, I just thought I'd get, move the chains on the tackle situation.
Oh, that was you? You asked that?
Yeah.
Nice.
I asked the hard-hitting questions. That's right. And he gave us quite a nugget as far as who's going to be starting at the left tackle position and here on forward for this Cardinals organization. You want me to tell you? I wasn't going to
clip. I think we have the clip.
You want to see the clip? All right, here's JG answering about the left tackle spot.
Jonah's going to go right, Paris is going to go left, and then we'll see how that looks.
It's a big nugget. One of the most impactful decisions of the offseason. This podcast told you back in February, we were told that the plan initially was to keep Paris at right tackle. So I'll own that. I'll eat that, right? But I think plans changed. Who was available in free agency? Their initial plan was to sign a high-price guard. That changed. DJ Humphrey's injury obviously complicated things at the end of the season. And I also think, I was texted this today, they played in a sandbox for a brief period where it felt like their pick was going to be a left tackle, one of the top left tackles in the draft. And guess what? 3 quarterbacks go ahead of you, and you have to pivot off said plan to take a generational wide receiver. So then, hey, Paris, you think you can move to left tackle? Hey, Jonah Williams, would you be open to playing right tackle? I truly believe that was what ended up happening. Joe Alt was in strong consideration by this team as a contingency plan if Marvin Harrison Jr. wasn't there, or potentially a trade down scenario presented themselves where they would take. Remember how many tackles went in the top 15? Damn near like 5 to 7. Yeah. They were primed to take a tackle if Marvin was not available to them. So Marvin was. So I do believe it made their plans a little bit more, non-concrete when it comes to Paris. So, I mean, we can break down what it means for Paris and Jonah Williams, and it will. But anybody who doesn't think like this situation was incredibly fluid, it's been fluid for 3+ months in Arizona. They didn't have a set decision made up until recently, we're told.
Yeah, as far as Jonah Williams, coming over on the 2-year deal, and, I was talking to Donnie Drew, and he pointed out that, Jonah had initially requested a trade from Cincinnati when he was switched over to right side, but then he thought about it and he talked to his representation, and he pulled back the trade request, and he was stoked to take over the right tackle spot. He embraced it, and then he went out in free agency and got himself a pretty good deal. And I got to imagine he had a pretty good idea. He could be staying at the right tackle position. I mean, if you look at, what the Arizona Cardinals have invested in Paris Johnson Jr., right? Yeah. That they're willing to take him at 3. They maneuver the draft board, trade back to 12, then back up to 6, and then select him 6th overall. I think that in itself is enough of an investment so that's worthy of popping him over to the left side. And look, year 2, Paris Johnson Jr., franchise left tackle, sounds pretty good to me. That he's gonna be the protector of Kyler Murray's blind side from here on forward. There's no more waiting on it. Like I could get on board with the idea that he's gonna stick at right tackle and become the Cardinals version of Lane Johnson, and that he was just gonna be a bookend to a future left tackle. But Paris being that guy, and the leadership qualities he has, and the fact he didn't miss a snap last season, you got to be pretty excited that Paris Johnson Jr. is going to be the guy going forward.
I mean, what did Paris tell us in the past? Studying Lane Johnson's footage, like that was his trajectory initially. Because I think the plan initially, I know it was DJ Humphreys going to play left tackle, or we're going to draft a left tackle. And guess what? They weren't able to do that because of how the draft board fell, the quality of players that were there. Darius Robinson falls to you. Marvin Harrison Jr. falls to you. You have to make those tough decisions. We had tipped off that Jonah Williams is going to become an Arizona Cardinal the morning of, and he has position versatility. And again, JG also said, like, at any point, they could make a decision to tweak this. You hope that's not the case. You hope that this sticks. But, I mean, it's pretty good money Austin for positional value in his first 3 picks that he drafts. He drafts a franchise left tackle, a generational wide receiver prospect, and then we're going to talk about Darius Robinson looking like a freight train from hell. He can play edge rusher. He can play D tackle. He was picked 27. I mean, the off-ball linebacker days of Steve Keim are long gone. The undersized wide receivers, non-premium positions are dead and buried for this franchise. And I'm fired up for Paris because, right tackles are getting paid. Penei Sewell got paid, but Paris has a chance to set himself up financially. There's a chance to set himself up amongst the best in the NFL. And to your point, I think it's the only point that matters is there anybody else on this roster you would trust more, even in his second season, to protect Kyler Murray's blind side against the fiercest defensive lineman in the NFL than Paris? I don't think so. Like we're going to talk about Michael Wilson and the jump this year. I don't think there's anybody we're projecting to have a bigger jump in year 2 than Paris Johnson Jr. Taking on the likes of Nick Bosa and company. Like he has to be good for you to be a contender in the NFC West. So makes all the sense in the world. And I trust the Cardinals were so well coached with their offensive line last year. How can you combat this? This isn't, Russ Grimm and company. They know what they're doing now up front. So they want to take him and play him at left tackle. I support that.
Russ Grimm, who would have some of the worst offensive lines in the league, and somehow get head coaching looks. You're like, what? This doesn't make sense.
We're just gonna sign Alan Faneca. He's 100 years old. Give him whatever he wants.
Right, but I mean, I think the DJ Humphries injury that Monty Ossenfort's on record saying it was just a brutal blow to the franchise because not only did Monty but also JG and everybody in that locker room had so much respect for and fell in love with the player and had expectations for him to hold down that left tackle spot at least for one more season. Yeah. But the injury just expedited Paris Johnson's move in this franchise and to take over as that guy and to be Kyler's blindside protector. And you've seen it beyond the playing field. Like when you hear from Christian Jones, the first person he's greeted by in the facility is Paris Johnson Jr. saying, let's get this, let's get it, let's get after it. And I mean, that's leadership right there. And you hear like the comments from Hjalte Froholdt, or you hear the comments from his tag team duo on the right side his rookie year, and Will Hernandez, basically saying like, we're going to miss him on that side, but he's going to hold it down. They have every bit of confidence that Paris Johnson Jr. is going to go over to that side, the left side that wasn't as secure as the right, and do the same thing and solidify it. And that's what you want to know going forward as any NFL franchise in the league from 1 to 32. They want to know who's starting and protecting their quarterback's blind side. And there's no more any questions any longer, even though Jonathan Gannon said after he dropped that little nugget that he has veto power over this, but something drastic would have to happen. And Paris Johnson Jr. would, uncharacteristically be, not up to snuff for them to make that switch, the flip-flop Jonah Williams and Paris Johnson Jr.
Well, Andy asking in the chat, like, why move Paris to the left side? And again, I think it just comes down to they feel like it gives them the best chance to win, having Paris at left tackle and Jonah Williams at right tackle. Like, if they didn't believe that, they wouldn't be doing it. But, I mean, Jonah Williams is on a 2-year deal. You would assume he's going to be around both years pending a disaster, right? And then you also have Hjalte Froholdt, who I'm told is poised for a contract extension. Will Hernandez, who's been a seamless transition. And then you drafted a third-round guard. Like, you can see the projection of this offensive line 18 to 24 months in the making. They could always bring in new talent, but, like, they love to have, and so does most teams, the set 5 be the set 5 and not touch it, right? It's different than the defensive line rotation or what they want to do at receiver or even running back. It's like, quarterback and offensive lineman don't touch it. We want to do it all 17 weeks exactly the same. And I think if you had asked me left to right, right now, Paris at left tackle. I think Evan Brown right now is going to start camp as the starting left guard. Then you've got Hjalte Froholdt, Will Hernandez, and Jonah Williams on the right-hand side. And then, of course, the only position that I truly believe is fluid, you would agree with this, is what's going on at left guard. And again, you put a rookie in Isaiah Adams at left guard between Paris Johnson Jr. and Hjalte Froholdt, a lot of people would believe two of your best offensive linemen. It's a pretty soft landing spot. Whereas here's what I will contend. If you're planning to start Isaiah Adams, big jump from playing with the Illini to playing against the LA Rams defensive line. If you're going to ask him to do that, maybe you don't want Jonah Williams, who's also new to this regime and new to this scheme, to have to take him on, as a protege and a mentee-mentor relationship. Like, that might be too much to ask. So we're going to let Paris do that. And then on the flip side, Will can help Jonah Williams on the right-hand side learn the position and really the playbook for the first time. So there's a lot of interchangeable parts, but at the same time, you're leaning on the guys that did it at a high level last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Jonah Williams has an even better chance at acclimating to his new team, where he's not going to be tasked with being in pass pro as much as he was with Cincinnati. I mean, this is, I think that's what helped Paris Johnson Jr. play so well on the right side. Is him and Will Hernandez were that tag team duo that were just moving the people around in the run game. And then, you lean on Paris on the left side to keep Kyler Murray upright to make plays down the field with his arm. So I talk about Paris Johnson, we're talking about PJJ and then also Will Hernandez and Hjalte Froholdt. And we got to talk to both of those guys. And the question of Paris came up a couple times. Damon, if we've got those clips, let's hear from, when we talk about Will Hernandez, here's his thoughts on his buddy Paris making the switch to the other side.
We made eye contact a couple times where we kind of just look at each other like, and then we just kind of snap back into it. But it's at the end of the day, we're all here to do what's best for the team. Nobody here is thinking about themselves or where they want to play. So we're all good with whatever the coaches want to do. And either way, I know he's going to thrive out there on the left side, and he's going to do a hell of a job. And I'm excited to see him.
Love that man.
Yeah.
He's just one of the most lovable.
Across the line.
I posted, I don't know if you saw this over the weekend. He was lifting either in his home or at somewhere, an undisclosed location. What are those big rounded bars with weight on the end, but it's like a cylinder, and he's just throwing it up like a rag doll. It was like 6 of me, and I was just with his shirt off. I mean, he is just one of the easiest players to root for on the Arizona Cardinals, and just his personality is contagious. It's that good.
Yeah, it continues too with personality and obviously a lot to like about the offensive line group. The Cardinals starting center Hjalte Froholdt breaking down Paris Johnson's move to left tackle.
I don't really know. It doesn't have a super effect on me. Obviously, if I go over to left guard and play a little bit there or whatever, then obviously I'm going to play with him a little bit. But I mean, all I know is that Paris is taking responsibility on to be the left tackle and kind of the guy over there on the left side, and he looks smooth. He looks natural. He's played that before, so there's nothing there from him. He's just willing to. He's at a different level too. I think for him heading into year 2 compared to rookie year, where it's like, okay, now I'm taking an extra step. He's like, I want to be even better than what I was, and he's like, I know what it is to expect it of me and the game and the tempo and everything. So it's really cool to see where Paris is at, even with the little caveat of switch positions. But he's killing it.
Nobody thinks that he's going to fail at left tackle. I mean, he's got the belief from the guys he was hanging out with at the D-backs game yesterday, Hjalte Froholdt, who admitted to us that he did the 999 challenge, which is fantastic, where you have a beer and a hot dog for all 9 innings, which is unbelievable.
Did he pass the challenge?
It sounded like it. And then he was out there at OTAs like nothing happened.
That's
right?
wild.
So you love to hear that from your big hog molly center.
Real quick, how many innings could you go of that?
What's the
right now in your current state, not in your peak?
Right. What's the toughest part? The brews or the dogs?
I think the beer for me would be the toughest part.
Damon, what do you think?
I think I can get 5 strong.
5 in the book?
Yeah, I think 6 would be pretty tough.
I wouldn't be able to do consecutive. I would have to just do cumulative over 9 innings. I would have to skip an inning or 2.
I think that the pitch clock changes things up a little bit too.
It does. It makes it a lot tougher.
If we were just sitting out there and Zach Greinke was taking a minute and like 90 seconds between pitches.
What kind of beers and dogs are we talking here, though? Because like at the D-backs game, you can get a value dog and a value beer.
Yeah.
And that's the size portions on those. I feel like I could actually do pretty solid.
So Froholdt had done his homework, and he noticed on social media some animal out there was doing the tall boys and the dogs. That's
no, great. Like a regular.
I need the kids. Give me the kids is.
I don't know who that superhuman is that lives amongst us here in the Valley of the Sun, but a tip of the cap to them if they're putting back tall boys and dogs 9 times in a game.
I need the baby meal. I need like the one of these, and then just not a tall boy. I think I would set the expectation of 4, and then if I exceeded that, then I think people would be really proud of your boy. I think I could do 4 hot dogs, 4 beers. and then I would fall asleep.
What do you think, Bo? I think that's an exaggeration. I think he gets 2.
Oh,
and
man.
It's over.
That's tough, man.
You say I can only get 2?
I think so.
Wow.
We saw Johnny put back at least a beer and a dog at the combine this year.
This disrespect. I'm taking strays in the chat. We're not even done with this first segment here. We need to go do this then. You know what I did? Damon's throwing shade at me. I woke up today and bought everybody on this show Deadpool tickets for July, and Damon's on here telling me I can only drink 2 beers like a little kid and eat 2 hot dogs. Come on, Damon. All right, now we need to book something. Let's find the dirtiest, grossest D-backs game against one of the worst teams and get cheap seats, and then go there. And I will do my best. I will get us a driver, and I will tell my wife and family I need to go do some work for PHNX Cardinals, and instead I will be doing my best not to throw up. People are saying no way I could eat 4. I could easily eat 4.
Yeah, I believe in you.
Stadium hot dogs, those aren't big.
It's the beer. You're not finishing those beers in an inning.
Not in an inning. I asked if I could spread it out over.
No, that's not the challenge.
You got to keep pace, man.
Oh, then I'm toast. I misunderstand the rules.
That's why I said 2.
If it's a 12-ounce brew, you should be able to.
I basically have to.
It's a full inning. You get top and bottom half of the inning.
I basically have to chug it.
And in between. No, you don't.
That's tough, man. How long? What's your average inning in a baseball game?
I'd say like 9 minutes.
Games are what, like 2.5 hours these days?
Yeah.
So what is that? Like 150 minutes over 9 innings?
Thank you, Illadre. Illadre saying I have faith in Johnny. I would need something low carb. Gotta watch those carbs, am I right? And then you gotta I need something about that size.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna
let's
do it in June or July before training camp. We'll get this thing done.
There's about
we'll video it.
minutes.
We'll put it. Here's what we'll do. We'll video it and we'll put it in the PHNX Cardinals exclusive member Discord.
Okay.
You have to be a diehard. We will let people know when it's going down. We will make it an event, and I will. Here's the problem: is I need Derek and Jesse to make sure I don't get kicked out of the D-backs game if I throw up everywhere. I need to call in some favors from the Diamondbacks personnel. Brian's saying, "Give me a straw for my beer." That's disrespectful. Come on, I'm not a child.
Yeah, just pretend it's one of your Capri Suns.
It's like that scene from I Love You, Man, where he's playing poker and he just throws up everywhere. That's going to be me. All right. I want to talk about Marvin.
Can I say this real quick, though?
No,
as far as the Cardinals offensive line, sorry to throw us off on a tangent about Hjalte Froholdt, but he's so damn likable. Think about this offensive line, and Hjalte gave us this little nugget because I had asked Froholdt. He kind of made himself people were impressed by Hjalte Froholdt last year, even before he took hold of the center position because of his legendary workouts. He looks like just a Viking in there. He calls himself a desert Viking. He's just throwing around weight. And, he was impressing people like DJ Humphries and James Conner, who's a beast in the weight room as well. I said, are any of your new teammates, are you impressed by them? And he said, Evan Brown is the strongest dude on the team.
Yeah.
You got his, veteran presence and his experience. I think he's going to be tough to unseat at the left guard spot. I really do. And what's the case for Isaiah Adams? I know he's young. I know he's athletic. I know he's strong. But if Hjalte Froholdt's telling me that Evan Adams is the strongest dude on the team, I mean, where's his edge going to be?
He's stronger than Will Hernandez and Hjalte Froholdt. That's saying something.
Well, yeah. I mean, Hjalte, he says that he was overtaken by Evan Brown and it pisses him off. Will Hernandez would not comment. He didn't want to cause he said he didn't want to cause a Drake Kendrick type rift in the organization by making any statements on that.
Well, what do the Cardinals? Not all offensive lines are equal. Not all of them prioritize the same things. Cliff Kingsbury's offensive line was very finesse. What do we know after a year about the Cardinals offensive line and what you need to have success within this group? You may not be the most talented individual, and that's not a knock on Hjalte Froholdt. You can't be, number one, soft, and you can't be weak mentally or physically. You have to be able to push people around. And I envision, if what you're saying is correct, I believe it is, if Evan Brown has already made that big of a statement and they identified this guy in free agency and he started a ton of games, I'm going to tell you right now, this is somebody that is going to have to probably have the job ripped from him like the jaws of life. And if they believe he can settle in and give them just a little bit above average play there, consistency and continuity is bigger for them than most things. They would rather take Isaiah Adams and say, go compete all year. And if there's an injury, we'll sub you in, but you're not going to be gifted anything. That's why I think like last year, it was a special set of circumstance where there wasn't a lot of talent on this team. And then you had talented players come in from the draft, a la Paris and Michael, and they took jobs. As this team, thankfully, gets a little bit more refined and deeper every offseason, it's going to be harder and harder to crack this lineup. But we look at that left guard spot, and it's the least solidified. But yeah, Evan Brown, really intriguing, has had some quality years in Seattle and has some lean years. So coach him up. Listen, we know, though, the best part about this regime is you underperform, you're not staying in the lineup. They cut Michael Wilson. They basically cut Isaiah Simmons, right? They will not stick with what's not working. And if Elijah Wilkinson or Evan Brown or John Gaines is not performing, they'll defer to a rookie and then let that player, learn on the fly. So that's exciting. And I listen, I'd be willing to bet, Evan Brown is probably starting at left guard to start this season. Speaking of betting, how about a first bet offer, $1,500 with our friends at BetMGM? I hope everybody took advantage of the Grand Slam jackpot promotion every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with our friends at BetMGM. If you didn't partake over the weekend, guess what? You can do it every single Friday through Sunday during the MLB weekend. All you got to do is place a $10 wager or more on any player in Major League Baseball to hit a home run. If that player actually hits a grand slam, you're going to win $50,000 in daily prizes or share said prizes with every other winning bettor. So you're taking home some cold hard cash, some daily prizes regardless, but you got to dabble. You got to sign up with our friends at BetMGM Sportsbook right now. So many great stops, props, bets on BetMGM that you can decipher through on the app, your iOS or Android, or do like your boy. I love pulling BetMGM up on my desktop. I can see everything. I can go through every single layer. Tons of preseason. Our guy Shane Diefenbach on PHNX Bets Daily Podcast last week was going through preseason bets. I love that. We're going to do that over the course of the summer. Over-unders, player props. You can get them all right now with our friends at BetMGM. We're going to hook you up. Sign up and deposit at least $10 in your newly created BetMGM Sportsbook account. Again, if you place your bet and your bet loses, you're going to get matched up to $1,500 back in your BetMGM Sportsbook account. If it hits, awesome. Get your payout, continue on. If you lose, up to $1,500 back in bonus bets. But you got to use the bonus code PHNX, and you got to check out the show notes for full details with our friends at BetMGM. And of course, I mentioned him. Check him out. Shane Diefenbach talk about it in the disclaimer.
Bonus bets expire in 7 days. One new customer offer only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY, 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Love the Grand Slam jackpot with BetMGM. Also love delicious meat from Butcher Box. Butcher Box? How about Butcher Box? We love Butcher Box. Went over to my brother's house yesterday in Chandler, your neck of the woods, Johnny, but brought me some of the ribs I acquired from Butcher Box, plus some of the chicken breast. It was fantastic. Brother threw it on the Traeger, grilled it right up for the entire fam. There was not one person that thought it needed to be any better because it was high quality cuts. It was amazing value that I knew about. Anybody who had asked me or didn't ask me, I was going to tell them all about Butcher's Box, just like I'm telling you about it. You can save some money. You can get some free meat as well. Go to butcherbox.com. Get this amazing offer where you get $20 off your first box plus free meat. It's the seafood you want. It's the high quality pork and chicken that you're looking for. And, of course, that grass-fed beef that everybody craves, those steaks, right? Fillets, New York strips, whatever tickles your fancy, you can find it. Butcher Box, save some money, get free meat. Butcherbox.com/PHNX. Use that code PHNX and receive that exclusive offer today before time runs out.
Get to some of these super chats here. And then, we're 32 minutes into this programming. I haven't seen a Marv highlight yet, so I'm going to lose my shit. But let's get to these super chats here. Here's Jason. $2. Cheers to another great show. Hashtag sorry, Cardi_D. Jason was the first today. That doesn't mean it. Listen, Cardi is always tomorrow, but Jason gets the props for being
a battle brewing.
Who knew that there was going to be battle for the first super chat? I'm impressed. Jason, congrats, man.
Let's check out
How
our
early
guy.
is Cardi B going to get it? It's really going to come down to, I think.
Jason at 7:23 a.m. too.
Holy hell. It just depends on like when the stream is created. As soon as Damon gets it up, are we going to have the first super chat of the day?
Wow. We're going to shout you out. He holds the title now. Cardi D's back, though. We love our guy, Cardi D. He's a diehard, as you can see in his avatar, $5. OTAs get my week started right with PHNX. Laugh out loud, Jason. It's all love. # Bird Gang. That's why we love this community. Cardi D, Jason, everybody that's a part of it, the diehards. It's like the calm before the storm right now. I love hanging with you guys this off season. I love being fired up about this team. Bo and I were reflecting off air about where this team was last year and the fact that so many of you guys stuck through it with this rebuild. And it's not over yet, but you guys deserve good things to happen with you, with this team. You deserve to be excited about it. And I'm excited you guys are excited about this podcast too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited about Richard's $1.99 super chat. Thoughts on our left tackle? Just went in deep on that. I'm Paris Johnson Jr., PJ.
Jimmy, you think he can make the Pro Bowl this year? Is that asking a lot?
That's really asking a lot, but I think with team success, that would go a long way for somebody like Paris.
Might be tough on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd give him a better chance on the right side for sure.
I thought it was obtainable right tackle. I think it's tougher now, Damon. And Bo, to your point, it's a lot of it's popularity contest too. Like we saw Trey McBride not make the Pro Bowl last year. Dalton Schultz for the Cowboys. I mean, he wasn't even close to what Trey McBride did last year. So again, I think Paris, though, to me, projects as a Pro Bowl tackle. I think we all agree on that.
Let's see, like Penny Sewell he stays at right tackle, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That helps that he's on the right side. Looking at, some candidates, there's always what's going on in San Francisco. They've got the best left tackle. At some point, maybe that he'll slow down. I mean, he's getting older. He's not getting any younger. So there's going to be some potential there soon for him to crack for a Pro Bowl.
Richard, back another $1.99. How did Darth Max Melton look out there, Bo? So Max and the rest of the rookies mixing it in with the vets. How did number 16 look?
They look good. I mean, the combination of Max Melton, Elijah Jones, and Garrett Williams, like that young secondary, I think that should get you excited. I think that those are players that the Cardinals are going to lean on very early and very often. So some of the stuff that we saw, we can't report because it was a closed portion of practice, but Max looked good, looked like he was fitting right in with his new teammates. And I think the second round pick, they've got lofty expectations for.
By the way, too, you posted a photo. The Cardinals did a great job writing this article. A bunch of the rookies, I think the entire rookie class, just about everybody but Trey Benson, who was with the NFLPA get together, visited some sick children at the Phoenix Children's Hospital, and love seeing that. Max Melton, Marvin Harrison Jr. and company. That was fantastic. Picking spreads, $4.99 super chat. Donnie, our boy, back-to-back. Paris at left tackle. About time, laughing my ass off. His length, athleticism, and anchor combo is just an insult to keep it right tackle. Not a big Jonah fan, but he's serviceable enough. Jonah Williams, to me, Bo touched on this earlier, I think needs a quarterback with mobility like Kyler Murray to really get the most out of him. And I think he wants to block downhill. I think this offense is going to suit him. Like Cincinnati's offense, which I don't love, by the way. It's a vertical passing game. It's kind of Bruce Arians-esque where they take deep shots. They put a lot of pressure on their quarterback, and they ask their tackles to block a long time. And they also don't complement the run all that well. The Cardinals are a run-first team with a mobile quarterback. I think this is going to be a breath of fresh air for Jonah Williams at either tackle spot with Arizona.
Yeah. Donnie continues here as a 22-year-old college kid. I'm getting all 9 in the 999. What do you think, Johnny?
I disagree, Donnie. I have no idea. Listen, I appreciate you putting that out there. I disagree. You're getting all 9. I think
your guy Sean deposited it last year.
No way.
I'm almost positive he did. Yeah.
Damon, can you confirm that?
I don't know if Sean is able to drink beer like that. I think
maybe it was the dog.
He definitely could put down 9 dogs in 9 innings. I've gone to a baseball game with him, and he spends about $50 on average on food alone. But he's not much of a drinker like that.
Can I just ask, why can you not have a little bit of spillover? When we do this, I'm going to ask that, like, If I don't finish before an inning's over, like I'm not out, can't I just finish and then start fresh on another inning?
So where are you going to make up? Where are you going to make it up?
Well, okay. No one expects me. I'm asking for clarity. Nobody expects me to go 9 for 9. So let's say any number 1, we're good. Any number 2, somehow we're okay. Any number 3, your boy's starting to fill a little bit. And so I have to bleed into any number 4. So I've done 3 out of the 4, and then I can start fresh in inning 5. I think we need to have those rules established. Maybe make a graphic.
I think it is a dangerous game once you start trying to play catch up. If you're slipping by inning 4 and you think you're going to make up ground, you're going to put down, a dog and a quarter or a beer and a half over an innings time, like that's only going to put you deeper in the hole.
I think what matters is how many total beers and how many total hot dogs I ate in 9 innings. I don't think it matters that I'm keeping pace. I think
it's a zero-sum game, though. Like, you don't get credit for, hey, I got
yes, I do.
8 beers
yes,
and
I
7
do.
dogs.
That's a stupid game, then.
You either get 999 or you don't.
I think
fail.
We can give Johnny credit for whatever he puts down, but we can also put an asterisk next to it and say, you didn't do the 999 challenge, because that's not how you play the game.
Damon, Dawg, and I complete the challenge. Like, you're not going to be in the photo.
That's fine. Some of us have to hit off the kids' tees. Some of us have to hit off the women's tees. That's fine. I have no issue with that. I'm not going into this with some kind of ego. I'm going to be playing by a slightly different set of rules. I'm going to try to keep pace, and then I'm just going to say, okay, at the end of 9 innings, how many total dogs and brews did I finish? And that's what should matter. Chat, can you tell me that?
Joshua's right. It's a Mickey Mouse 999 right there from you.
I am going to want some kind of a dessert at some point too, so it's going to be tough for me. Love my sweets. All right,
Damon, I finished 4 dogs and 4 beers. Can I have my dessert now?
He's acting like he's like 9, isn't
he? Just like somebody who cuts his steak into little pieces, like he did immediately.
All right,
at the very nice steakhouse.
Hey, knock it off. Illadre, $1.99. I have faith in Johnny. Thank you, Illadre. I don't know what those laughing, crying emojis mean. I think you mean salute. Salute to Johnny. Topic 64, $9.99. A men's friend of the program. Kyler to MHJ will open up the offense for everybody else. Teams will become so busy trying to stop K1 and MHJ. Trey, Greg Dortch, Mike, and Zay will be out there just having a field day. The offense should be top 10. It should be a top 10 offense. The yak possibility is there. The physicality is there. Like I say this as somebody who covers the team, does a daily podcast. This is the most slept on offense in the NFL.
No doubt about it. I honestly think that I view that as the run game. I mean, the way that this team wants to establish the run and the investment that they've made in the run game, beyond just James Conner. We talked about the offensive line. You add Tip Ryman, the best blocking tight end in the draft.
Yeah.
And then you've got a wide receiver core, guys who embrace their role as a blocker. Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to have them set up the run, pound. And then when teams gear up to slow it down after James Conner and Trey Benson and Michael Carter and Kyler Murray are gashing you, then Kyler Murray is going to go to work, and Marvin Harrison Jr. and Michael Wilson and Trey McBride, they're going to open, and Greg Dortch and Zay Jones, they're going to open up the passing game. It's going to be beautiful to watch.
Fishbowl Flash, $2 super chat. Battle of the super chat. Count me in. Absolutely. Yes, Fishbowl Flash, be the first. We appreciate the super chat.
We need Damon to create the stream at different times. Like, at some point, just get
on their toes.
Just get up at like 3:30 and just put a stream out there. And if somebody catches wind of it, they're the winner for the day.
Pick and spreads, Donnie, $1.99. Ask me. I have no faith in the fact that he can complete 9 and 9. I don't know how many people I would dub like full confidence they could do that. I don't know if anybody we work with at PHNX Sports would feel confident they could do that. Like, who would you say could do that? Like, off the top, that's not a shot at you, Donnie. Like, there's not too many people outside of like professional athletes that we work with who could do it.
I don't think it's that. I don't know. I don't think
excuse me.
I don't think it's that.
You think you got it?
I think that we have multiple people from PHNX be able to accomplish this.
This is when you mug it and then just get so upset on this show. Somebody's saying in the chat, could Saul do 9-9? That's a lot of hot dogs. Think about how gross you feel at the end of that.
Oh, like, you feel like the biggest bum of all time, the biggest scuzz of all time.
Could Shane? I think Shane could do the 9 beers. I don't know if he could do 9 hot dogs. I don't think he could do 9 hot dogs.
Yeah, I don't think he likes hot dogs like that.
Brian's saying Espo for sure. No chance. No chance.
You've never seen Espo drink beer. Espo went out and got drinks with Brandon and Saul last week, and he came back after 2 and had to sit on the chairs and talk with me for a little bit before he was able to drive home.
I would have thought I hadn't heard that. I thought that would be off the record type stuff that Damon just
No, he's not a big drinker.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think the beer thing, but then the food, like you got people who are gonna have their strengths. Shane, who drinks like a fish, is gonna be able to put down the beers. But then is the hot dogs gonna be in it?
Derek would have maybe a chance.
I've done a food contest with Derek before, and he's pretty impressive in that. He polished off 3 churro dogs in about 9 minutes.
Pedro's saying Jesse wouldn't even come close.
I'm shocked we haven't done this yet. We're going to pick one of the grossest D-backs games. I want to be in the top. I want to be near the ceiling, Damon. You know how that ballpark's laid out. I don't want to be near anybody. I want it just to be the 3 of us in intimate setting here, and then have a direct convenience to the setup. And
yeah, we just need somebody to go get his dogs and beers.
Go to work.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's a business trip. You know how players say that? We're going on a business trip this weekend. We're going on a business trip.
Get your hard hat out.
That's right.
We're going to work.
Yeah. And you know what? This is when I kill 2 birds with 1 stone. All the blasphemy I get for the fake chug that wasn't.
You never answered. You never.
I'm taking care of it.
You have a redemption story line all the time, and you never follow through. You never do.
Adonis MF saying I would take the Johnny money line. Thank you so much.
You might as well light money on fire, Adonis. My Venmo's at Damon Dawg.
Do you like the Pacers too? You think the Pacers are going to beat the Celtics too?
My Venmo's at Damon Dawg. Just my way. You'd be better served.
I'm taking care of business.
I don't know how far we do it. We're now 42 minutes into this damn show, and we haven't talked Marv once.
Hit me with it. Let's see the highlights, Damon. Cue it up. Let's go.
This is our first glimpse of Marvin Harrison Jr. You see him get on the screen there. You're getting some stretching in with the rest of his teammates. You'll see number 12 is Zay Jones on the offense. We got Greg Dortch out there. Now that we're in 4. You'll see 87 there flashing the screen. It's Tip Ryman. Blake Gillikin getting some punting work in there. But, this is Marv getting loose. But going to be about 90 seconds of the Cardinals OTAs today. Maybe I see we've aired maybe too much stretching with Marv here. Here's him getting loose, running around with.
Is that Andy Isabella, 17, the ghost?
Chisnia is mostly a special teamer, wide receiver. Here he's actually catching a pass. This is him doing some just some drills, getting loose. We really didn't get privy to too many. There's him hauling another ball. This is his first catch from Kyler. So you can barely see Kyler there. I will say Marvin Harrison Jr. did take it kind of light. There's a laser shot from K1. Kyler looks really fit right now. He looks like he's ready to have a career year set to go. This is Darius Robinson. This is him doing some work with the defensive lineman.
Can we just clone this man? How many? Can we just have 4 Darius Robinsons?
Watch what he does with this sled here too. Just getting after it. Makes it look like it's Johnny there. Picks it up real easily.
I have a question on Marv that I was thinking about after today.
Yeah.
So he's catching passes. He's taking it light. Is there a chance he's taking it light because he's waiting to have his contract signed? Do you think this is just his part of his process? Because here's the thing. He was not taking it light this offseason. He's been football training, football ready, not combine ready. So my question would be for people that have asked, why is he taking it light for OTAs? Should be, let's go with the ones.
I think that as far as the integration of the rookie class, they are taking it very easy. Like they asked about Max Melton, and I didn't see Max Melton, jumping in too many drills. Like there is a little bit of not necessarily respect, like competitions, like everybody's going to compete, whether you've been in the league, 5 to 10 years or you're a first or second year guy. You're going to be out there competing. But like when the defensive linemen started, like Justin Jones and Bilal Nichols were the first to go in the drills.
Yeah.
When you look at the cornerbacks go, it's Sean Murphy Bunting, it's Garrett Williams, and then you've got your guys who are just taken in the class, from Rabbit to Elijah Jones and Melton. And then you had really, as far as wide receivers go, it's Marvin Harrison Jr. and what's his name, Xavier Weaver out of Colorado. Like Marv, it does look like they're just taking it slow out of the gates, and I don't know if that plays more into just the plan that Marvin and Marv Sr. concocted as far as being ready to go through the marathon that is your rookie season and avoid that rookie wall. But he really is legitimately being eased into this. Like when you see some of the wide receivers get in line and then go catch passes from the three quarterbacks, from Kyler to Clayton Tune to Desmond Ridder, Marv, if he is in the drill, he's going about 50% speed.
Does it just look that way because he's so big and graceful with his eyes and his demeanor?
It's like Kyler's taking a little bit off the ball. He's not zipping it in there. Like they're just, and I don't know if it's just because they want to get him acclimated in football shape, and not really kind of do it right too quick, too soon, too much too soon.
I have no issue with this, by the way. Josh was saying in the chat, I'm already hating on Marv. No, I'm just asking a question because a lot of people are like, well, Malik Neighbors is running wild at Giants OTAs, and we want to just make sure that Marv is on the trajectory that we hope, and it's OTAs. It means very little. He's around the team. Kyler's throwing him the football. We've got, unfortunately for us, almost 100 days till real tangible football is back. I think my only concern is like his contract situation, both with the NFLPA and of course with the Arizona Cardinals. Like we need that taken care of. We don't need any camp holdouts or anything like that. But Marv operates on his own timeline and special rules for special prospects. But I mean, Darius Robinson doesn't look like he's taking it slow. I mean, that guy looks like he's coming for a starting job yesterday. Yeah. That guy. I mean, we lead with Marvin. Darius Robinson is the most impressive player I've seen in shorts thus far that's of this rookie class because he's so unlike what they've had previously.
Yeah. And are we discounting, the impact that Justin Jones, Bilal Nichols, and Darius Robinson are going to make on that?
I'm not. I haven't. It was so bad last year. Go watch some of it. I mean, I was watching highlights from the Pittsburgh game, the Eagles game, the Seahawks game. Teams just did whatever they wanted to. And when they didn't, we would sit there at BetMGM or you'd be at the stadium, and I would watch the games with Britton and Damon. I'd be like, this is an indictment on the opposing coaches if you're not running directly at the Cardinals defense. Like that, we joked about Philadelphia and how big of a joke their coaching staff was at the end of last year. They could have taken Jalen Hurts and done direct snaps for 6 to 7 yards per carry, and they didn't do that last year. And the Cardinals, their defensive line group was so underserved. And I think the receiver group needed Marv, obviously, but Darius Robinson, if we're sitting back here October, November, December, and Darius Robinson's got like 7 or 8 sacks and a bunch of tackles for loss, and I think in a weird way he could contend with Marvin as for the most impactful rookie, given how poor the Cardinal defensive line group was last year. Like I think Marv's still going to get his 1,200 yards. He'll have all the splashy highlights. But when we're talking about, hey, can you get the opposing team off the field and this drive? How many third down conversions did this team allow last year? This is the perfect building block for this team. It's exactly what they needed. I know he hasn't played it down in the NFL yet, but you'd rather him look the part like this than, pull a Kim Dichie and it just goes south quickly for this club.
Yeah. And like I said, I think JG and Rawls really like Nichols and Jones. Yeah. And then you like that second wave with Darius Robinson and Dante Stills. There was a lot to like from his rookie year, and he's poised to have, a solid sophomore season. And then, Zaven, BJ Ojulari coming off the edge. Not bad. Your front seven, a little bit of an upgrade. But the Marvin Harrison Jr. thing, and there was some news over the weekend. I see a couple of you inquiring about it in the chat. We can get into that, but I don't think like Marvin's salary is slotted like the 4th overall pick. Like there's really nothing for an agent to look at that or anybody's representation to say, hey, there's a snafu here and we're gonna have to hold out for any reason. Like he's gonna sign a deal. He's gonna be locked in way before it becomes any type of issue. And then we'll see what happens with this NFLPA stuff and this lawsuit.
Yeah. The money's going to figure itself out. He's going to be well taken care of, and the Cardinals are going to take care of him. Let Desert Financial help take care of you and your money. The official credit union of the Arizona Cardinals, PHNX Sports, in the Venerable household. That's because for more than 84 years, gentlemen and ladies out there, Desert Financial has been Arizona's largest, most trusted local credit union. It's the only credit union I use to manage my money, but because they've got a team of financial experts who are committed to their members, like you and I, regular folk, and the community, offering financial solutions tailored to helping real-life people achieve their financial goals and dreams. I just bought a house here in the East Valley. I couldn't have done it without the folks at Desert Financial Credit Union. They've got checking accounts, savings accounts, mortgages, loans, credit cards, investment options, and more. It's a one-stop shop. So if you got one through somebody else and you're thinking about, oh, I need a mortgage, I need a loan, let their financial advisors help level up your financial acumen right now. Plus, the only place you can rep your team NFL-wide, Arizona Cardinal Visa debit card right now, the Red Sea Arizona Cardinal Visa debit card is available with your free checking account. All you got to do, go to desertfinancial.com/cardinalsbow to get started. It takes a couple of minutes to sign up. Debit cards in the mail right after the fact. Again, checkings, savings, whatever you want, do it with our friends at Desert Financial Credit Union.
That's right. And the money you're going to save at the pump, you can put right back into your checking, your savings account. You can save even more by becoming a member of the Inner Circle. It's a free membership program with our friends over at Circle K, Inner Circle Rewards. Download the app today from Circle K. Check them out right now, circlek.com for details. But it's, of course, America's thirst shop. And you're going to save not only at the pump, but also in the convenience store at Circle K. 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. That's amazing. Also 3 cents per gallon every day after that. I think I've got it up to 5 cents per gallon, and you can reach different checkpoints and save even more money.
Yeah.
And thirst, of course, has met your match. You can check out your member exclusive beverage deal. How about this one? Becoming a Inner Circle member and listening to PHNX, watching PHNX. You get Inner Circle members that can get any size Polar Pop or Froster for 69 cents. Unbelievable. Unbelievably nice there through September 3rd. 79 cents if you aren't a member. So what are you going to do with that? You can't do anything with your extra 10 cents. You're not saving 10 cents. You're losing 10 cents by not becoming a free member of the Inner Circle. So don't delay any longer. Go join the Inner Circle right now for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit circlek.com for details.
You don't have to be a member of the Inner Circle to join us this fall in Miami, but I will consider you a part of the circle for life. We talked about it earlier. We're going to keep talking about it because, frankly, I can't stop showing people how fired up I am. It's the PHNX road trip to Miami, thanks to our friends at True Fan Travel. We got over 400 right now. If those have not seen, October 25th through 28th, we at PHNX Sports, PHNX Cardinals, are headed to South Beach to watch the Cardinals take on the Miami Dolphins. It's a 4-day event. Come hang out with your boys. Again, as Bo mentioned, they're going to take care of your flights, charter bus, airport transfers, hotel stay to a popular Miami hotel. We'll be hanging as a group all weekend. A welcome event, meet and greet with Cardinals alumni, plus an all-inclusive tailgate party. It is the trip of the year. Road trip transportation to the game, plus your ticket. We're all sitting together. Cards at Miami. Do not miss out, Bo, on this limited time tailgate, ticket, package, extravaganza. Put your deposit in now. It's fully refundable until May 30th. Full pricing is laid out this Wednesday. We already have several people putting in their deposits. I want to see all of you there. Everybody in the chat, if you can afford it, if you can make it. We got plenty of time in advance. Get all your accommodations, your affairs in order. Get people to watch your kids, your pets, whatever. Come party with us in Miami. It's the trip. I already told my wife, I'm like, sorry, I got to go to Miami because I got to hang with the PHNX Sports, PHNX Cardinals faithful. We want to see you there. Click the link in the description, in the show notes, and join us in South Beach. Let's make memories with this team and have a great time, Bo.
I thought we were inviting the wives.
That's TBD. We haven't gotten approval yet.
Okay. All right. We're going to find Damon a wife, too, while we're down there in South Beach.
Please.
That's I'm not touching that.
Operation Find Damon a Wife.
Yeah. Operation Wife Up Damon.
Jack Smith asking, is JV going to have a stake in Miami? Yeah, Jack, you're going to pay for it for me. And then we'll eat right next to you and we're going to have a great time. No, once I redeem myself with this beer hot dog challenge, in June, and then I basically become the leader of the meets here on this show come South Beach, and then I'm telling people what they're ordering. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to gain the respect of this audience back in June, and that good vibe's going to carry into this season. It's going to make the Cardinals a playoff team, and we're going to see all of them in South Beach. Murph, Operation Talk to Women.
Ozzy, you don't have to live in Arizona to take advantage of our teaming up with True Fan travel. It's actually, they're going to get you wherever you may be located around the United States, or does it go international? That's one question we got to answer, because we have a lot.
You can be under 21. I got confirmation today.
Yeah, you can be under 21, and chat's going crazy right now.
Ryan Damon and wife is so crazy. Johnny, leader of meets. That's right. Braden saying 2 W's in Miami. Listen,
right?
Absolutely. Get Damon, put a ring on it, and then Cardinals taking a dub and putting a ring on a Super Bowl ring later in the year. So many good. We need you guys though to make that happen. Bo and I can't be Damon's wingman alone. We need a squad. We need
look. Damon would be way better off if Johnny or I was not his wingman.
Yes,
or woman. Like, he needs somebody that knows what they're doing out there. So we put a lot of trust in all of you making it happen and joining us on the road in Miami, October 25th through 28th.
On the Dia saying, I just see the deposit. How much is the total? So all that's available right now is the deposit. The total becomes clear this Wednesday. And again, if it's too much, come Wednesday, you get your money back. No questions asked. It's available through May 30th. But again, this is what True Fan Travel does better than anybody. They put together these all-inclusive packages for you guys. Like, when I book stuff, I don't want to do anything outside of paying a fee. I'm done. I don't want to worry about my flights, my tickets, my hotel. They do all of that. That's why we vetted it. We wanted to do a trip this year. True Fan Travel was absolutely 100% 5-star, the travel peeps that we wanted to be associated with. And so I am thrilled that our leadership got this done, and we get to travel with True Fan Travel with all of you to Miami.
Yeah. Johnny, this is my friend Damon. Have you ever heard of holding the line and then Damon just gets tased and you get removed from whatever bar or club setting we're in?
Hey, did you see me? I was at Chase Field back in June. I ate 4.5 hot dogs. I'm John, and I'm 36 years old. 5'6.5". Nice to meet you. I hosted a podcast. Ever heard of it? All right. Let's talk. We got super chats here. MK 499. Paris to left tackle. I love it. I think Kyler has his best season so far. I think Kyler has his most efficient season. I think completion percentage high. I think there's a chance, Bo, he could have single-digit interceptions this year. I really do.
Yeah, I think he got out some of the mistakes throughout his 8 games little stint last year, where you saw one Trey McBride early on. And, I think McBride takes a lot of the blame for that. And then picked to Michael Wilson at the end of the half to pick 6 against the Eagles, and then felt like, he was fine the rest of the way. He's always taken pretty good care of the football. And I don't think he gets a whole lot of credit for that, but he's always taken a good care of the football. I think the worst season he had was before the ACL tear. But yeah, I mean, efficient, that's the name of the game. I think that's the name of the offense and what they like to do. And that they set Kyler Murray up to be efficient and successful and have, bigger windows to throw into and make big plays.
Another super chat on the docket here. Richard's back with his 3rd super chat. Richard, we appreciate you, my guy. $4.99. Who are the running backs going to be? I like what I saw from Michael Carter last year. I think the easiest way to say is James Conner off what I think should have been a Pro Bowl season, RB1. I think RB2 in James Conner's role is Trey Benson, but Michael Carter is going to be your 3rd down change of pace back. So that's your big 3 that are going to get meaningful carries on Sundays. And then there's an opportunity for the kid out of Seattle. What's his name?
DJ Dallas.
DJ Dallas, who's a Pro Bowl return man.
Yeah.
To play special teams and be a returner. Like, that's why they signed him. And then would they carry another running back? DeMercado was a nice player last year on a bad team. And I think, unfortunately, he's a casualty, especially when you consider maybe all the receivers that they end up carrying.
I think DeMercado could be a guy that they could sneak onto the practice squad.
Sure.
You'd like to see him get an opportunity. Obviously, a guy, great story from JUCO to backing up at TCU to undrafted rookie free agent to starting a game last year. It's a great story, but at the same time, that's a position that they've infused a lot of talent on the roster from when Michael Carter Jr. or when Michael Carter was released by the Jets, and the Cardinals benefited from that. And James Conner's emergence last year, having a career year and looking like he's ready to duplicate that and then some. And then Trey Benson 66th overall. I mean, what a difference a year makes from the running back room. You got to love it. And I think, unfortunately, their Mercado could be a victim of that, of all the talent in that room. But I really doubt that they carry 5 active running backs on the roster. But with the changes to the kickoff, I think DJ Dallas, that was one of the main reasons they brought him in. And the expanded role of Greg Dortch in the passing attack gave Dallas an opportunity on the roster.
Cardinals also are going to carry a ton of tight ends. I mean, it's just Trey Benson is the first man up if something happens to James Conner. Rook King, 1999 super chat. Thank you so much, Rook. We appreciate the support on that level, my friend. What Monty and Gannon are cooking this season is the most excited I've ever been as a Cards fan. MVP season run for Kyler, healthy, has support, and a team that believes in him. If these edge rushers pan out, we are winning the NFC West. Well, I love the optimism. I think they're going to the playoffs, Rookie. And again, for a team that was projected to win no games last year, I think you have to be impressed with what they've done. Like, I love our friends at PFF. They gave their offseason a B+. Like, get the hell out of here with that. Like, the Cardinals had an A offseason. They added where they needed to. They, made sure that, they put together a trade for a backup quarterback. Then they aced the draft. Like, they had an A offseason. I think they are working one more offseason away from really contending for the NFC West. But that doesn't mean they can't surprise us this year. The Cardinals are really close, man. They need one more grand slam home run offseason for me to say this is a 12, 13 win team. This is a team that can push around San Francisco's skill players and regressions, hitting some of these other teams. Stafford retires. Like, I think it's going to all line up perfectly. And I'd love to be surprised, Bo, and arrive a year ahead with this team in 2024. I just think, like, Stafford's old. You've got contract situations with Deebo Samuel. Trent Williams is almost gone and retired. Can McCaffrey do it again? I think Cardinals in 2025, if they hit the offseason and everything breaks well this year, can win the NFC West in 2025.
Yeah, they're going to be in a great position with the infusion of talent and 25, first and second year players. At that point, second and third year players, and then probably a pretty decent sized draft class is, next draft in 2025, which seems to be more geared towards defensive side of football instead of the offensive side of football where it was this past draft. So, and that's what you need is the Cardinals, and they've set up the foundation, and it's almost a factory where they can get guys in here, they draft, they develop them, and then hopefully extend them. And we'll start to see what that looks like in a couple seasons with Paris Johnson Jr. now, who's now moving to a premium position from right tackle, left tackles. It's huge.
Picking spreads, Donnie, $1.99. Other beers, 16 to 20 or 32 ounce, things I need to know. Damon, can you clarify what size are the beers at Chase Field?
I mean, so there's a few different options. I'd say definitely not the 32 ounce ones for this challenge, because that counts.
We're trying to kill each other.
That counts as 2. So I'd say anywhere 16, or they also have the value beer cans / drafts depending on the day, and I think those are 12. So
what I saw on social media, I think this was I think the guy's name is Mr. AZ. They were taking the beers and then the hot dog wrappers. You finish the beer and then you put the hot dog wrapper on top of the beer. But let me ask you this. If Johnny were, and this is for his plea to be able to do a couple, not have to finish a beer like one inning each time. If he were to get a 32 ouncer and then finish that, let's see. So what are we counting a beer? 8 ounces? 12 ounces?
12 minimum, yeah.
12 ounces. So
yeah, I don't love that just because it will get warm and it's not gonna be enjoyable. I think no, that's sincere. We live in flipping Arizona. It's 100 degrees outside. I think
in a dome.
I need to be allowed to just go up and say, "Hello, sir or ma'am. I'm here to purchase a hot dog and a beer," and then go sit back at my seat and eat both of those and check a box and go up and do it again and try to do that
No,
as
I
many
think
times.
we need somebody, a runner. I think we need somebody to go get our beers and our hot dogs.
That sounds like a great job for Shane Diefenbach. I feel like Shane Diefenbach.
I think that's what he
sell
was put on this earth for.
Absolutely. Hey Shane, go get me another brewski. Go get me another hot dog.
Hey Shano, a little light here on the studs. With all due respect.
Illadre, $1.99. Damon, when you're in Miami, make sure you get that prenup.
I don't know, man. I don't know how much you think people in sports media make, but
love. You don't need a prenup.
They're talking about OnlyFans models in Miami. That's where the money's at.
Look at your boys.
They're gonna have you sign a prenup.
We're not operating on a prenup.
Look at this. Look how dirty this hat is right here. Who do you think you're talking to?
You think Johnny's operating under he's on a prenup?
I'm gonna expense these beers and hot dogs. Are you kidding me? I'm just turning an expense.
I need anything but a prenup.
Mr. Bookman. I ate beer and hot dogs for the job, for the work.
You're fired. Get out of my face.
I had to take an Uber back to Maricopa. It cost $120. Can you expense this, please? No, I live in Chandler now. Ian saying there's no way Johnny can actually pound a full beer. Like pound or drink it. We're talking about drinking it within a 20-minute time frame.
I honestly think that the toughest thing for me is going to be the dogs. I don't think there's any question. If we're doing 12-ounce beers, we'll be fine.
The chat, part of the chat is getting violent now. Somebody earlier said, Johnny, I'm going to fight you in the chat. Somebody said, I'm a 65-year-old man and I could fight you.
No, he's. I think he said he could do the chat.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Just having a little fun here. All right. We're fired up here on a football Monday. I'm telling you, I'm also fired up. We had record sales last week. The party doesn't stop with the 18 collection. You may not be able to get a certain number 18 jersey in Arizona, but you can sure as hell shop the 18 collection with our friends at the Merchandise Locker. Check them out right now. There it is. Maserati Marv, MHJ front and center. And we're doing a little math. 1 + 18 = 6. Tutty, baby. Right now, the whole collection's a touchdown and then some. The 18 collection available for purchase. Go PHNX.com. PHNX Merchandise Locker. If you become a diehard, you get any of these shirts for free. One every year. You're a diehard. And then on top of that, 20% off all future purchases at the Merchandise Locker. It's a perfect way to load up on premium gear, PHNX Cardinal gear, maybe before a certain Miami trip, maybe before, training camp. You want to rep the best gear in the Valley. Shop PHNX, the PHNX Locker. I ordered all 3 of these, plus our new Phoenix Cardinal t-shirt. I can't wait. They're supposed to ship first week of June, baby. Pre-orders now. Gear comes out in June. Perfect time. Cannot wait to rep this gear around the Valley this fall and beyond, Bo.
Yeah, I can't wait for the new Johnny t-shirt, the 9x9 = 9. It's going to be unbelievable.
That's
right. It's going to be nine glizzies, 9 beers, 9 innings.
Here's what we need. So this is going to be a diehard exclusive.
You're going to put barbecue on your glizz?
100%. Yeah, and onions.
I think that's a mistake.
No, it's not. Like maybe one of the early ones so I can enjoy it. You're thinking I should raw dog it?
I don't know that you can get barbecue sauce.
Yeah, where do you get it in Chase?
In Chase.
You got to go get like some chicken tenders with some barbecue sauce.
They have it in the dispenser.
They don't have dispensers anymore. You got to get the little packets.
What kind of stadium is this? I'm sorry.
No one can BBQ with their hot dogs, Johnny. I'm sorry.
Well, then I might be out then. I might have to bring my own. Sweet Baby Ray's. Somebody sneak me in a Sweet Baby Ray's?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Is this your purse, sir? Yeah, to bring in my barbecue sauce. We will make this a diehard exclusive, another incentive to watch me vomit all over myself at Chase Field. Plus, on top of that, again, you want to know what's going on, go PHNX.com, read the mental workings of our guys, Craig Morgan, Jesse, Gerald Bourguet, everything going on with the Suns. A lot of action. Suns going to sign a point guard. They're going to move Bradley Beal. Check it out and more. Become a diehard. Go PHNX.com. Richard, $1.99 super chat. I bought my shirt. Maserati. Mom, let's go, Richard. Can't wait to rock that with you, my friend.
I'm excited about that too. You know what? We're going to be rocking the 18 collection that fateful night in June or July when Johnny.
No, I don't want to barf on my new shirts.
He answers all the haters out there and does the unthinkable. It's going to be unbelievable.
Should we, the show before we go into it, we should ask people like, okay, get your predictions in. And everybody has to put their predictions in, and then I can smear it in everybody's face when I exceed everybody's expectation. You're sitting there at the end of 9, and you're like, he did it. He went 9 for 9. And then I will get a thunderous round of applause from everybody in the nosebleeds, the cheap seats, as I have to be carried out on a stretcher.
Careful, he's a hero.
Spider-Man style.
We need to find, I think I found the most meaningless series you could find. The White Sox are coming to town.
Perfect.
Maybe like there's not going to be anybody at the game.
Yes.
Tommy Pham revenge.
That or
Gross.
the A's the next week, but training camp will have begun by then.
I'm not doing it anywhere near my Cardinals season. I need gross, sweaty June game, and I need it on a random weeknight potentially, and just sneak us in, sneak us out. That's what it's a business trip. Kareem, $1.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, Kareem, my guy. Throw in a question. If you meant to put in a question, we'll answer it here on the chat or comment. But yeah, I'm not wearing anything Marv, MHJ, Maserati from the 18 collection when we go do this.
Okay.
I'll probably get something from my closet deep down. Maybe like, an old shirt from high school or something.
Our old Hollywood t-shirt.
Yeah, that's probably a good call. We didn't get to this. Pro Football Focus put together top 25, under 25. Kareem saying, damn, Johnny, 9 glizzies in one day. Not one day, one night. I'm saying that's a lot, Kareem.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Here's what's real quick, then we'll get to PFF. Here's what's I have a distinct advantage because no one believes in me. No one thinks I could do anything. Anything that I do is going to exceed expectations for people. Bo's over here to the right of me saying, this doesn't sound so hard. I think Bo indirectly is putting a lot of pressure on himself to have a good showing. Do you agree with that, Damon?
I mean, he does this with everything, really. We drafted a wiffle ball team on PHNX D-backs on a mailbag show one time, and he was like, you've never seen anyone more offended that he was a second-round pick. Like,
I have the best swing in the office
out of the whole company. Like, this is just Bo's kind of thing. He gets offended by everybody not saying he's number one. It's a good mentality, I guess.
I mean, if we're talking, nicest jumper, I'll take a backseat to everybody. But if we're talking, sweetest swing, and you got anybody ahead of me in the office,
you swing a bat?
Yesterday, actually, I was in the lab. I was in the batting cage taking a couple of hacks. Like I was Kyler Murray in Oklahoma.
Lab. I love this from Kareem. Inspirational Johnny bulk up season, maybe. Yeah, I think indirectly there could be some push-ups in the aisle to make sure you keep the blood pumping.
You will barf. No
chance. No. Ozzy saying, yeah, JV, you're definitely an underdog. You got this. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's some of these comments we can't read on air. All right, so Pro Football Focus. Let me ask you this, Bo. PFF put out a list.
Thank you, Barf.
Top 25, under 25 entering this season. Cardinals don't have too many players that are eligible that you would think a part of this list outside Trey McBride. Kyler Murray's over 25. Trey McBride, 24 years old, not on this list. Kyle Pitts ahead of Trey McBride at number 25. You buying or selling that?
Just checking right now because the criteria, little as you mentioned.
I checked already. He fits the criteria.
So November 22nd. So yeah, he turns 25 during the season. So he's eligible.
Yes.
Yeah. This is robbery. This is bad. This is a non-knower of ball article written on PFF.
I said it to you earlier, Bo, but there's not one GM in football that would take Kyle Pitts right now over Trey McBride given the opportunity.
No chance. That's right, Damon. No chance. The rest of this list, like, it's a lot of Lindenbaums and Gibbs and, Will Anderson Jr.'s and Pat Surtains. Like, it's the people you would expect to be on this list. And then you scroll down and I see Kyle Pitts on there, who has single-handedly torpedoed so many fantasy seasons for your boys over the course of the last 2 years, where you just took a big dump on Sundays. And you're like, where is Kyle Pitts? They had this Jonnu Smith outperformed him on his own team. And I know he didn't have a quarterback. He had, rag arm, QB that's now in Arizona. Backing up Kyler Murray. But Trey McBride was the team last year before, K1 came back. And I mean, Trey McBride
was a lot better than Kyle Pitts last year. Like, that's telling.
Like, people want to blame it on Desmond Ridder. Like, Jonnu Smith looked pretty good. I like Kyle Pitts, people are tweeting out Kirk Cousins to Kyle Pitts. Trey McBride is a way better football player than Kyle Pitts. Not even close.
Especially when you take in the blocking and all the things that you ask your tight end to do. Kyle Pitts he's a receiver. He's just a receiver, and he didn't even do that at a high level. Now, sure, you can call offensive play calling malpractice from Arthur Smith, and he's no longer going to be a menace to everybody who's a fantasy owner of any of the playmakers in Atlanta. But I mean, what are we going off? What criteria and what world?
They reference his 1,000-yard rookie receiving season.
That was a long time ago. A long time ago. You take that out of the equation, and he's done nothing. He's had a significant injury. That's not great for a 25 under 25 list. Look, there's an opportunity here. I'm hoping to see Paris Johnson Jr.'s name and Marvin Harrison Jr.'s name on this list next year, maybe even a Max Melton. But yeah, it's not that well done of a list. Penei Sewell's the number one guy. I can appreciate that. But it was poorly done.
Tanner setting Johnny's over under at 5.5 glizzies. I number one, I appreciate that, and I think that's a very fair number. It's a very fair number.
Hammering the under. Hammering it.
More glizzies than beers?
Yeah, more glizzies than beers for Johnny.
5. I can eat 5 hot dogs. 5 beers is a lot. 6 beers is a lot for your boy. Just sit. And I'm not even up moving around. I mean, I could, but you're sitting there. And I gotta watch the shit White Sox play, and I gotta sit there and next to these two hooligans and just drink what? What are we drinking? I can pick the beer I drink, right?
You want to go something light. You don't want to get very heavy. You don't want to get into the IPAs or anything.
Will you go IPA? You won't go IPA.
No, I'm. There's a strategy to it for sure.
With all this Bo Big talk, I mean, he better complete this challenge.
That's what I'm saying.
I expect it.
Adonis saying, rest in peace, Johnny Advance. Thank you. Prayers up. Prayers up for your boy. JV, the glizzy demolished. Johnny chugging between innings. You can't use silverware, Johnny. Come on.
Cutting up the hot dog.
Yeah. This is a delicious glizz.
Bring the Pepto. 9-4 Locos. Yeah, but definitely put RIP on your boy.
Yeah, that wouldn't end well.
Might be cooked after 5. I think 5.5 is the right over under. But
if you have the thing though, at least the dogs offset the amount of beers you put down, and you're not going to get blackout. At least you should.
Do you think that the day of I should fast, do some intermittent fasting, and just be hungry? Do you think
big stomach expanding meal in the morning?
Your strategy is the excuse that you used, Jonathan Gannon, why you didn't eat your steak. You said I've been intermittent fasting, and that's why I couldn't eat my steak. And then you just
I had too many appetites. You guys know I had too many apps.
This half-brain idea. This is unbelievable that the entire show we've gone Cardinals talk and then immediately led back to this 999 challenge.
I'm such an easy target and a victim, some would say, of this show and this event. But I'm ready to just let's make it a big thing. Let's get the grossest game on the schedule. But here's what I don't want. I don't want fanfare. I don't want cameras. I want 4 people max in the grossest, sloppiest part of Chase Field. Damon, you scouted out in advance, and I want to go to work. It was a business trip, and I want to go to work. I don't want to have, Derek there and Jesse there pointing fingers and saying, "This is our team. This is our beat." They'll have their show that night, and there'll be a bunch of degenerates in the cheap seats, in the
Well,
nosebleed.
if we're doing this, I'd prefer to not do it on a night that we have a show, maybe.
Yeah.
No, you'll have to produce that show that night.
The middle of a 3-game set. I think that we should eye this July 12th game, Chase Field. It's the middle game of a 3-game set for the Angels. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah.
That's prime spot.
What day of the week is it?
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday. Usually we do Wednesday post-game shows, I feel like.
Oh, really?
You might have to make an exception that night.
It would be
any of this series.
preferably a Monday or a Thursday would be great.
Yeah, then Thursday, 6:40 first pitch. Angels. Mike Trout will be out for the season by then.
Is Haley comfortable with me saying the night that night? Can I sleep on your son's floor? Just wake up. Who's this man?
Johnny, I'll get you on my couch.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
Warm it up.
I'm gonna make a prediction right now.
Alone. He wants like you said, he wants the intimate group, and then he's gonna be down big in the 5th inning, and then he's just gonna hear from behind him, Johnny. And they're gonna wheel you to like one more hot dog, and then they're gonna tap out.
I'm gonna exceed expectations. Number 1, number 2, I'm gonna want to go out afterwards and celebrate.
You're not.
Yes, 100%.
You're gonna have to get a wheelchair out of there.
That's terrible. Excuse me, sir, ma'am. Can I borrow your motorized scooter? I can't walk. All right. Yeah, we're recording at Fishbowl Flash. It's going to be part of our PHNX Cardinals Die Hard exclusive content that you can find in the Discord. We'll have all the clips, all the breakdowns, and then I'm sure we'll do a recap on this show. We love having fun here on PHNX Cardinals. I'm having fun watching MHJ.
We're going to do in remembrance the next day, Johnny.
What's happening in OTAs tomorrow? Are you invited back?
Nope. They just had one day open to the media. Tomorrow, I believe, is not open. JG's doing an event with a lot of the high school and flag football head coaches from around the valley, which is a cool little event tomorrow afternoon. And then I think the first OTA session officially wraps up on Wednesday, and then we'll be back in the building for the next round.
Love that. Like this video. Everybody get this. We're going 400 likes here on a Football Monday. Subscribe. We're getting ever so closer. 30,000 subscribers here on the YouTube space. You helped to make April our biggest month ever for PHNX Cardinals. We're having a banner month here in the month of May. Party doesn't stop here at PHNX Cardinals. Check us out. Go PHNX.com. Subscribe to the podcast. Everybody grab your phone, your mobile device. Subscribe to PHNX Cardinals wherever you get your podcast. Liz John 5000. And again, drop us a 5-star. It helps promote the show, and let us know what you think, what you want to see outside of me throwing up and getting alcohol poisoning. Richard 499. Yeah, leave a like. Was Buddha out there today? Didn't see him in any videos.
Yes, he was. Buddha was out there today. Buddha was ripping it up. Look good, look fresh. Him and JT look like they're ready to continue to be a menace to opposing offenses. You know, you talk about some reviews. I was in the reviews. Some great stuff from some of our loyal listeners out there. The best show out there from Legionnaire 32 said, never made a live show, but have been listening to Johnny and Bo since the beginning. Wow. Show is unmatched in a league of its own. Honestly, they're hilarious and like family. I spent most of my time working alone, listening to these men, and producer Damon. Any move the Cards make, my fanatical fan family asked, what did the boys say about it? What are the details? We love you guys. Keep up the good work. Shout out from Idaho. Thank you, Legionnaire 32.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much. I love hearing that. I love hearing, the hate spewed at me in the chat. I love it equally. We love it all the same.
All that love, and then you go back to the chip you're creating on your shoulder that's non-existent.
I will fight you. I'm 65 years old. I'm coming after you. In all seriousness, you guys are what make this community special. Like this video, subscribe to PHNX Sports on YouTube. For Damon, Dawg, Bo Brack, I'm Johnny Venerable. We're back on a Tuesday. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.